Chavez Ravine was once a thriving Mexican-American community in Los Angeles, full of life and hope. In the 1950s, residents were promised new public housing, but instead their homes were targeted for demolition. The city labeled the area a slum, using eminent domain to buy out families, often for far less than their homes were worth. Some left, but many stayed, fighting for the only home they'd ever known. The city's vision of progress clashed with the residents' sense of dignity and belonging. The fight wasn't just about property. It was about the right to exist in a city that was changing around them. The promise of modern apartments rang hollow as families watched their neighborhood disappear. For Chavez Ravine, urban renewal meant erasure, not improvement. The seeds of a bitter battle were sown, setting the stage for a struggle that would define Los Angeles. This was the beginning of the end for a community built on generations of dreams. The public housing plan was scrapped amid Cold War paranoia, branded as un-American. The city, now owning most of the land, left Chavez Ravine in limbo, empty lots and broken promises. Then came a new deal. The Brooklyn Dodgers were looking for a home, and Los Angeles wanted a team. The city traded Chavez Ravine to the Dodgers, promising a new stadium and civic pride. The last families were now seen as obstacles, not residents. The city's narrative shifted. Progress now meant baseball, not homes. The complex history of the community was swept aside for the promise of a stadium. The fight for Chavez Ravine was about to reach its most desperate chapter. The city's power, once used for public good, now served private enterprise. For the holdouts, the stakes had never been higher. The last holdouts refused to leave, becoming symbols of resistance. Families like the Arechigas stood their ground, fighting not just for property, but for their place in the city's story. The city's patience ran out as the Dodgers' deal hung in the balance. On May 8, 1959, sheriff's deputies arrived to forcibly evict the remaining families. The eviction was broadcast live. Children carried out, residents dragged from their homes. Bulldozers waited as families were removed, demolishing homes before their eyes. The images shocked Los Angeles, revealing the cost of progress. The resistance ended in defeat. The community was scattered, their support networks destroyed. The Battle of Chavez Ravine was over, but its scars would last for generations. The land was cleared, but at a tremendous human cost. The city had its stadium, but lost a piece of its soul. The families lost more than houses. They lost their history and their sense of place. The chapter closed, but the pain remained. With the community gone, construction of Dodger Stadium began. The hills were flattened, gardens buried, and the landscape forever changed. In 1962, Dodger Stadium opened, an architectural marvel and a symbol of Los Angeles' ambition. Fans flocked to the new ballpark, the controversy fading into the background. Today, the stadium stands where 3 barrios once thrived. There are few reminders of the lives displaced, no monuments, no plaques. For most, the site's history is invisible, lost beneath concrete and cheers. Yet for some, the echoes of the past linger beneath the roar of the crowd. The stadium is both a triumph and a memorial, a reminder of what was lost in the name of progress. The legacy of Chavez Ravine endures, hidden in plain sight. The story of Chavez Ravine is one of loss, resilience, and memory. For displaced families, it meant the loss of home, community, and generational wealth. Their struggle became a symbol for Mexican Americans and a lesson in the cost of urban development. Artists and activists have kept the memory alive, challenging the official narrative of progress. The televised evictions sparked debate about justice and city building. Chavez Ravine became a warning about the power of eminent domain and the vulnerability of marginalized communities. Every city has its own hidden stories, neighborhoods erased for highways, malls, or stadiums. By remembering these stories, we honor the people and places lost to progress. Look closer at your city's history. The echoes of Chavez Ravine are everywhere.